Hello, my name is Sébastien Pelletier, head of school at Utalo International School Zhenchen, and I will present this video. Let's start with the secondary school. So as we enter the school, we have a security gate with security guards taking temperature as we go in. And the first buildings that we see left of the nearly official FIBA rule football pitch is the secondary and admission building. The bus enter, go, and the drop-off is at the end of this building. And this is the entrance of this administration building and secondary building. So it's a two-story high building. This is the other side where students usually come in and out. And this is the back of the secondary building next to a pond. So we will enter the building, just see an overview of the classrooms. As you may see, the hallways are well decorated with students' achievement and information. We have a house system. As you see there, we have the seal of one of the houses. Teachers have their dedicated classroom. We wish we would have smart boards in all rooms, but we are working on it. We also have set desks and chairs in all classrooms. We do have LCD projectors in all classrooms. The teachers are equipped with either a desktop computers or a Surface Pro. We would like to revert eventually to a MacBook implementation in all our classrooms. We're very proud of our film studio with proper equipment, and we have sound reducing floor, and it's a very interesting option to our students. The PC stations are used by, of course, by students, but also by teachers for teacher training. We also have a bank of iMacs for the same purposes. We finished the equipment with projectors and a green screen in the back, LCD projectors again. And we go to, this is the end of the film studio, which is located in the ground floor, I think the third class as we enter from to the right of the building. We go, this is right next to the administration office, and this we will visit a lab. Here's a lab. Probably I would call it. It's a proper lab. Works according to all Chinese regulations, which are very strict. What we would like to see is a lab where teachers and students could see what's going on in the classroom a little bit more. Those cupboard, those shelves, right on top of the stations, kind of obstruct the view of the teachers. But besides that, everything is according to norms. This steel frame leads to the products which are sealed and properly ventilated. So this is the other room past that steel frame door. We go to the music room, which is, as we enter the administration building, located to the left, a little bit isolated, but they are next to the faculty bathrooms. Again, filled with instruments, well decorated, well lit, and teacher Lyudmila, she is our new teacher from this summer, equipped with MacBook computers for arrangement as well. So this is a decent music room, as I said earlier, a bit far away, without an LCD projector, as you may see. As you can see, we are working on it. We're not perfect. And we are moving to the second floor. Second floor, you will have a lot of history classes, design and technology, as well as English being secondary again. We enter Mr. Cheng's design and technology class, very well equipped with, I believe, 4 to 5 3D printers. You'll see it's in 2 sections. New furniture there that can be moved in different ways. Again, equipped with a LCD projector, and really proud of this classroom, actually. One of the flagship of our rooms. This is the end of the first room, destined to technology, and we're moving to the let's call it. Okay, well, these are the 3D printers, well equipped in that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is for the robotics with the Legos, very popular in China. And this is the working station with all the, again, proper equipment for proper ventilation and all. Well lit. Really nothing to say as far as I'm concerned with this classroom. Here's another view. And we are located right on top of the main office. Moving to an English classroom with Mr. Palace's classroom. At the end of the classroom, you have some interesting books to read. Mr. Palace is IB English A teacher. So for those who can call English as a native or near native language. So we will be moving to the Dragon House, northern side, the boarding house where the secondary art classroom is located. It's on the ground floor of the boarding house, and this is again, it's well lit. We wish that classroom would be closer to the rest of the secondary classrooms. This is something we are working on. We're probably that could be solved in 2021-22 with the construction of a kindergarten building. So this is the classroom with a lot of equipment. Again, if you can see on the left side, I don't know if we will see that, but you'll have, there's plenty of equipment for art. This is it. This is a storage compartment for art. This is Mr. Anil, the teacher, and the students are working on numerous projects. So we will move to other learning spaces. So this is the entrance of the theater. It's a multi-purpose room where we hold our assemblies. The stage equipment is quite comprehensive because it's stage equipment that will eventually be moved to the new site, to the new school site. So this is something, when we make our purchases, we consider that we make those purchases as much as we can to be moved to the other campus when we'll open. And such is the case for the football pitch. The surface, which is AstroTurf, will be rolled in and moved to the new site when we will move. This is adjacent to the theater. This is the library. A lot of thought has been put in the library over the past years, as we really want this to become a public space. It's not to our expectation as we speak, but we're working on it. As you may see at the entrance, we remove some shelves just so that students can sit and just relax. Holding books, making research. We are encouraging our teachers to hold classes in the back of this room, where we have a regular classroom with a projector in the back, and there is also a mezzanine on top where students can take some time to themselves. We have a nice view of the library with the end of the tagline. So outside the library, we have a copier, magazine stand. Just across from that, we have an ICT station mostly for the college counseling. Students can do their research there. And speaking of counseling, we have right in front of the library, we have Ms. Ferrari's counseling office. Ms. Ferrari is college counselor, well-being coordinator, and counselor for primary and secondary, with an office, couch, place for privacy, etc., etc. So we're going upstairs. So we will be located right on top of Ms. Ferrari's office. This is the MYP coordinator's office, Mr. Simpson, located on one end of the second floor building. So this is Mr. Simpson's office. So the MYP coordinator's office is located on one end of the building, close to the administration, while the other IBDP coordinator's office is located on the other end of the building. And this is the IBDP study room. We're at the other end of the building on the western side, and where DP students can study there and actually discuss ideas and all in all. It's personalized to their tastes, and we have, yep. Now we move to the facilities of the secondary school. This is the entrance of the administration building, administration secondary. The reception is there with the conference room where most of the interviews, panel conference during the visit will be held. We have to the left, we have the marketing office and admission meetings as well. So we're going back to the front. This is the reception. It's been branded by our groups in Hong Kong. You find the same style of design in our sister school in UISG. This is our trophy room, trophy place, and again some publicity of our school, highlighting our performances and actually who we are. So as we enter, this is the admission office. As we enter to the left, we have Mr. Bill Wong, who's in charge of the Greater Bay marketing area. Greater Bay from Hong Kong to Macau to Guangzhou, etc. This is our promotion material. So we are moving outside. Adjacent to that is the nurse's room with, I would say, just enough privacy, not too much again, so that we can see a little bit what's going on outside and inside. Proper equipment provided by our provider, Global Doctor, who's being contracted again this year and next. It's important as we go out of the nurse room. I believe it's important to mention that all our bathrooms are identified with designated students' bathrooms and adult bathrooms. So this is the students' bathroom, and they're newly renovated. And obviously, since we are a boarding facility, we are also located somewhat far away from the towns. We do have a stationary room with plenty of resources that we will need during the day. We're very, very well served by this. This is my office, the administration office, and with all the admission coordinator, with the facilities, personal assistant, we have the canteen and residence manager, purchasing people. So this is just to locate a little bit. It's the entrance of the building as we enter to the right. This is my office. I'm very fortunate to have such a beautiful office. To be honest, I've never had such a big office, but I enjoy it. With our accreditation in the back, place to meet. This is my colleague, Mr. Peebles' office, head of secondary. We do share the same personal assistant. So Mr. Peebles has everything he needs to conduct his interviews, to meet students, etc., etc. And this is again the other side of Mr. Peebles' office, who's also the MUN coordinator. We are leaving the administration office, conference room 1, and this is where the evaluation team will be meeting. Well, actually, where we will be meeting the evaluation team in May. Some equipment, better equipment, will be moved to have proper conferencing exchange. This is the staff room just upstairs from the admin building, administration office, with coffee, with some books, a teacher reference, photocopy, etc., etc. And Just adjacent to that is the athletic director's office, the HR office, and the finance department. So teachers, if they need anything, they have HR and finance right next to their staff room, which is quite convenient. This is the HR department with we have 2 employees minimum working, one manager, one officer, one assistant at all times. This is the finance office with a minimum of 2 employees, including plus Mr. J, the finance department manager. We are leaving the staff room. We're moving to the IT department. This is Mr. Tony Luo's office. Mr. Luo is a very competent IT manager. Wish we had an assistant. Difficult to find at this time, but we will get there. Now, moving to the primary, to the little kids area, just west of the secondary building, so southwest of the campus. This is the main entrance, and that's facing the bus drop-off and pickup. This is the entrance where students coming in the morning. You can see at the end we installed a roundabout so that to better control traffic. This is the early years playground, separated from the rest of the kids, and this is the central area where we as students can play during in rainy days. This is where students come in and out of the primary building in, let's say, in usual ways, not necessarily taking the entrance, which is facing the buses, so this is not convenient. This is the playground, and right north of the primary building you have the entrance to the gym, as you can see, that green with the green floor area. Now we're seeing a ping pong table, but behind that is the Cobra Cafe, where we students and teachers can have their coffee, and the students can have their drinks during playtime. So this is again the early years area, and then we're moving again west to the primary playground. You will see that we are trying as much as we can to mitigate the construction around. This is a fact that we cannot hide and fight against. It's a constant challenge for us before moving to a new site. And so we are installing high walls to make sure that the students' quality of living is pleasant for everybody. We are inside the classroom, the primary building right now, visiting the early years classroom. We've been challenged at the beginning of the year because the developers actually needed the land to purchase for the kindergarten, occupied by a kindergarten building. So we have to find ways to find space for our early years within the primary building. So this is what we found. We found a decent area of 3 rooms, consisting of 3 rooms plus an external place for the bathroom right next to the early years. It's important to mention that the early years classrooms and playground are a special entity. Other students are not allowed to come in. We are planning right now. We have we have 9 students in K1 and K2 at the moment. K3 and 1 are combined. So this allows us to use the space properly. But next year we're thinking of building another building located just north of the secondary building, where the pond is located, as shown at the very beginning of this video. So again, early years, well, I'm sure that our evaluators will find something, but we're and we encourage them to do so, and we're pretty proud of it. This is the P class, or K3 class N1. It's a combined class of about 10 students, 12 students. Miss Ha Grant, she's the teacher. She's accompanied by 2 assistants, just to meet the needs of our students of quite an extended age range. We do not see a smart board, but just as of today, a smart board has been installed in this classroom. So we are leaving the P1 classroom, and we're going to the art room. Let's call it the multi-purpose room, because we don't only have an art room here, but we have some STEAM equipment. We have a kitchen, and so this room offers a lot of potential. Let's say if we do not, this is actually where I would like to see the secondary art room moved, but at the same time, this is dependent on whether we have that new kindergarten building or not. So teachers can reserve this room when they want, and it's really close to the other rooms. This is our resources. We're moving to the Chinese rooms, which are a bit smaller because we have different phases. Phase 1 and 2, phase 3 and 4, phase 5 and 6 are together, and even sometimes we put more phase or fewer phases together. A lot of students some classes are smaller, some are larger. A lot of our students have speaking Chinese as a first language, so sometimes the classrooms are actually as of normal size. We do have some smaller classrooms. Now this is the music room, which is also the MPR room for primary. This is where the primary assemblies are held. So you saw that Ms. Lyudmila is a K1 2 year 10 music teacher. So this is the music room for we use that room for music as well. It's located on the western end of the primary building in the ground floor. So we are still in the music room. So we'll be leaving the room, taking the stairs. The railing, you'll see the railing have been heightened a little bit from 36 to 42 inches so that tall people don't fall. We have our vision on many locations, plus art performance by our students. We will enter right now the year 5 class, Ms. Valens' class. So again, we have the class are well lit, probably a little bit too much at times when the sun hits. So again, classroom well decorated. Student work, we encourage that with furniture that are lowish. Student number allow us to have some different stations on many locations. Let's go to the other learning place, and let's start with the library, the primary library. So we do have a head librarian, Miss Gracie. We have an assistant librarian. They do switch between the secondary and the primary library, and we do also have a teacher librarian for different activities, pedagogical activities, etc. The room in front of us right now is the language special need, special educational needs room. We also have a little mezzanine for the kids for their reading space. So this is again the SEM room, learning support room. And so we've brought some modifications here to that room to better meet the needs of our students. The IT lab, again, just across from the primary library, second floor of the primary building, we have several desktops for our kids. We do have all primary students have one ICT lesson every week, given by our ICT coordinator, Mr. Cheng, who also teaches design and technology in the secondary. This is the second floor of the primary, with the walls, with all the employees, names. Moving to the facilities of the primary school. This is the entrance. So the windows are looking at the car park, the bus car park with the sitting areas for parents and visitors. Again, you see we have the same branding decoration that we have in the secondary, the main administration part. This is Ms. Varantes, our head of primary office, right as we come in from the main entrance to the left. So it's quite central in the building, so south central of the primary building. Primary staff room, we're at the upstairs on the western side, northwestern side of the primary building, with sitting area for teachers again, so they don't have to walk all the way to the second floor of the secondary building. We are now in the primary teachers resource room. We're still on the second floor of the primary building with teachers reference textbooks. There is a photocopier just outside the room. Here it is, and followed by more notebooks. So they don't have to move to the secondary purchase department so the adult toilets, bathrooms are located nearby the resource room, and there is a little staff lounge. So these are the adults' bathrooms. And now we're back in the first floor, ground floor, with the students' bathroom on the western side of the primary school building. So these are the restrooms. This is the early years bathroom, dedicated adjacent to the early years class. So these are the bathroom for the kids, the little ones. Now we move to the sports facilities. So as you enter the campus on the right-hand side facing the administration building, you have our nearly FIFA, let's say, certified football pitch with AstroTurf. And this is the entrance of the gym, semi-covered gym with basketball lines, volleyball lines, badminton lines, very popular in the evening for the boarders. This is right in the middle of the campus, between the canteen, the pool, and the canteen pool in the primary building. This is sports storage. This is a, yes, and the computerized thing was for the security guards to make their rounds. We got plenty of equipment. We have teachers from all around the world, so they bring their own sports. This is a swimming pool. It's temporary because we are relocating our pool to the Shimao, the construction site. They're giving us they're lending us their pool in the meantime. The pools are made out of 4 containers, and now it's empty because the Education Bureau back in October told us that it was too cold to use. These bathrooms now are changing to students' bathroom only, adjacent to the pool, and it's a locker room as well for the pool and the gym. With showers and everything. We're leaving the pool, and this is on the other side, the western side of the pool. We have the female changing room for students only. We now move to the northwestern end of a campus, north of Dragon House, a boarding facility where the tennis courts are located. We have one standard size tennis court and another for pickleball for small. And we also have, this is the standard size tennis court, and we see the boarding house towards the end. This, again, at the end we can see a wall where we can practice tennis. The surface of the tennis court is fake grass. Now the canteen or lychee restaurant, celebrating the local delicacy. Oh, sorry, this is the Cobra Cafe. Cobra Cafe, which is a place where, since we're quite remote from the nearest Starbucks or Cobra Cafe, we have pretty good coffee being brewed for the teachers and students. They can buy, secondary students can buy food during breaks and lunch. This is now the canteen located north of the pool. This is the entrance of the canteen with picnic tables outside for when the weather allows it. This is the employees' office, for canteen employees' office. So we have hand washing stations, place to put umbrellas and school bags before entering. And this is the canteen itself with the dining hall. Students come in on the left-hand side, grab a plate, and there are two food windows, one for Eastern food and one for Western food. There's a nice addition or extension. The back of the canteen provides a nice overview of the school. We see the school being built beside us. It's something that we will obviously not hide to the visiting team. So we see the Eastern food being served on the left window and the Western food on the right window. And we will move to the kitchen itself. So this is the kitchen with all the equipment. A few years ago, the chef was sent to Shanghai to train how to cook Western food. We see employees working. So this is where Phoenix House, staff accommodation, and this is where our resident staff, teachers, and some of our admin staff live. This is Phoenix House. You see there's a temperature taking location right as we come out of Phoenix House. The front yard has a playing structure for the kids. The apartments used to be old former boarding facility, which we joined to make apartments for the student. This is the green area. This is solely reserved for the the faculty and staff who reside on campus. Boarders are not allowed to visit this area, so to give some privacy to the teachers. So the Phoenix House has an entrance for scooters. Of course, scooters cannot plug in inside, but they can certainly park inside. The residence office, Miss Eva, she has her office there, and where she can supervise both the canteen, Phoenix House, and Dragon House. Lots of trails around, so many of our employees own mountain bikes. And this is the common bathrooms, and also the adult bathroom for to the canteen. For the canteen, we also have a common kitchen. With everything, we also have a ice dispenser, of course. We do have gatherings on the weekends with the staff. Staff also have the opportunity to do their laundry. And this is an area that we will install some playing structure and also a lounge for staff when in cold and when the weather is too cold or too hot. We invite our staff to decorate their entrance. And this is a basic kitchen with all amenities. Usually there is a policy for one person per room. So basically, if a family of four, a family of four will be allowed to have one kitchen, one room for the kitchen, one room for the living room, one master's bedroom, and one kid's bedroom. And now we're moving to the bigger boarding accommodation, the main boarding accommodation, Dragon House, which is 3-story high or 4-story high, depending on where you come from. This is the main entrance of Dragon House. Again, the tennis court adjacent to it. And there's a campfire and barbecue pit at the front of it. In normal time, we do have visitors from the China New Horizon. We do have a lot of students from Australia who visit us to spend some time with us. The windows have been newly equipped, with double glazing replaced by double glazed windows to protect us from the surrounding noise because of the construction. So this is the main entrance of Dragon House, and well lit, well decorated. This is the main office, the reception where we have most of our cameras. You can see on the left side we do have the cameras. All the cameras of the school are monitored from the boarding facility because there's always somebody there. This is probably the only place where, besides the security guard spot, where there is constantly somebody. This is the Mr. Wayne Grant, head of boarding. Well, this is myself. And Ms. Verante, the head of primary. This is a weekend meeting that we held. Again, adult bathrooms. Dragon Den, this is the main lounge for the students. It's equipped with a small kitchen. This is where many students have their, they have their tuition at night. Of course, we do have a small number of 7-day boarders who take their lunch here and they can cook their own food on the weekends. So, so this is the boys' boarding wing with again security. So at night when kids are sleeping, there is the doors lock and only those with proper fingerprints can enter. So these are newly designed bathrooms. We do have students who opt to sleep in mosquito nets, which is not necessarily a necessity, but we respect the sensitivity of everybody. So this is a typical boarding room. So the entire ground floor is mostly, except for the boys on the left-hand side, is for our common rooms. So there's a laundry. A laundry room. Of course, there is a boarding council. There's a meeting room for students and staff. Some smaller, also a pool room, some smaller common rooms. So the nurse who's on site as well. We also have the frequent visit of doctors from our provider, Global Doctors. So comprehensive nurse clinic. With all the equipment, and I'm glad to see so many crutches not having a temporary owner at this time. So this is a guest room. We do have visitors coming from time to time, so they use the guest rooms. We do have a fitness suite, which is quite recent, with newly purchased equipment. Adjacent to it is the dance studio. This is the installation of the double glazing windows that were performed during the winter holiday. This is the dance studio. Now this is the reception stairs and leading up to floor 2, and you can notice the writing on the steps are famous quotes. Now, Dragon House is also shared the boarders also share the Dragon House with many of our staff members and faculty. This is another lounge. So this is the girls' boarding wing. With the same system, so there's restricted entry at night in this wing. So this is the new, we're moving up to the third floor with the foyer, another common room. And third floor, we do have faculty living there and employees. Another common room with seating area. So we do have plenty of space for our students and employees on Dragon House. Now we have a wing dedicated to our staff. Again, following the one room per family member. And we have the little ones living there, our primary students. Of course, we have fewer primary boarders than secondary boarders, that they are well taken care of by our boarding mentors. We're moving up to the last floor. This is the foyer. And this floor is mainly occupied by faculty and employees. This is it. This is an overview of our school.